Hey y'all, today taking apart the K70 Platinum Keurig coffee machine here for the air. We want the air solenoid. By the way, there's two of them in here. This was just my cheap fix to fix one of them, and then the former went bad in it, so there's that. So you gotta take out these Phillips head screws in the bottom here. I changed this out for a bolt. It was a rivet I drilled for the ground, so you don't take that one out, but you take this one, these two, this one, and this one. And you just pry this up in the back. Keep prying along the sides here, popping it up. Might have to pull the plate back towards you and lift up. This is that ground where I put a bolt. We're going to do that. Set that off to the side. Probably going to want to remove this wire out of here. We're taking off this back plate here, so we're going to have the screws here. I think there's I'm missing one or two here. Now you want to flip the unit back over like this. Get yourself a little screwdriver or a pry bar. You're going to pry in between here. Trying to pop the lock between here and here. This one was already broken, so it's not a good example. But I'll see if I can find one here to show you what it looks like. I also forgot I left these two screws out that would be underneath this cap here. Also why this came off so easily. It's hard to explain, but this thing and that thing had locks that went that direction. Underneath the hook that way, that you need to pry back this way in order to get these out. Your ultimate goal is to get this bottom part off. Look like there's the screwdrivers in there. You're gonna need to pry back this way towards you on this thing to get it to unclasp from the bottom so you can pull it down. This top up. Once you do that, you'll have some hooks that go into these right here. Have them on both sides of the unit. Remember, but I believe you pry down on this to get them off, but I could be wrong about that. Back are off. Leave this plug in place or disconnect the wires. They're soldered, but you cut them or something and put them back together. What I just decided to do is when I pop the plug out, there's these connectors on the side here. It's just I cut a hole in the plastic and slid this down so I get this cover out of the road. Like so, that's how I got the wires out. You see where my tubes came through? Manual valve. The solenoid that went bad, so one of the air hoses connected to the bottom. One connected up to the top up here. Good solenoid we're salvaging. We got the Phillips heads. Cut these wires or unsolder them. Get the zip ties on here. You should just be able to pull that tube off gently. Don't want to break these. On the bottom hose, this top one's being a little bit stickier. Pulling on the back of the hose and slowly it stretched out and pulled off of there. Just be gentle. Tearing this thing down for parts, I'm gonna try to trace that wire and see if I can get it unplugged. Be a cover here, screws in it. Take that cover off, you can just take this out. Here, down in there, there. Both those you can take this off. There's your circuit board underneath that. Solenoid go right here. Straight up and pull that out. Back through this mess. Now I did have to cut some zip ties and take off some to get this through. I'll pull it out. Hang on for part 2 where we install this. And as always, like and subscribe for more, y'all. Catch you next.